This is bait. Life outside the Federal Witness Protection Program. A very dangerous way to exist.
Skinhead, deadhead, everybody, gun bad, situation, aggravation, everybody, allegation, innocence on the news, everybody, dog food, bang bang, shot dead, everybody, gun bad. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us.
Murder and kidnapping are not okay, Congress. Hey, it's Suze, and welcome to tonight's episode of War Crimes Unit. Oh my God, I gotta tell you, I'm so fired up with Congress. You know, they are the biggest bunch of negligent jerks I have ever met in my entire life. And see, you know what? Here's the kicker. See, I'm a registered nurse. So, you know what? My job is to save lives. This is what I do for a living. This is what I have spent so many years in school doing and continuing on. I mean, because things are ever changing in healthcare. We're always having to learn new things, new procedures, new better ways to save lives, you see? And I have busted my tail end both in the classroom and outside of the classroom and outside of work on my free time, not getting paid on my free time, uncompensated time. And I bust my ass in the hospital, either in the intensive care unit, the emergency room, or occasionally I've gone to other floors and saved lives, like PACU, recovery room, like L&D, like med-surg units, tele units when I have to respond to codes and stuff on the floor, like step-down units. I've coded people in nursing homes. When I was doing my EMT clinicals, even back before I was in nursing school, I actually helped save someone's life in cardiac arrest on my EMS runs, okay? So I have spent 22 plus years of my life learning how to save your life and saving your life and saving your family's life and saving your friend's life and your neighbor's life and people that I don't even know. And never thought twice about it. And so I am so disgusted when over and over and over again I contact members of Congress on what might already be the murder of my entire family. Like it is like either the terrorist or the government in either apart or together may have worked to take out all of the witnesses to a large case, and a lot of these people are my family. So I don't appreciate it, Congress, that the government or the terrorists or both have like killed my family, kidnapped my family, hurt my family, tortured my family, starved my family. Nobody in the government seems willing or wanting to save these people from these jackasses. And you know, and you find that acceptable. And you just find that acceptable. I am so damn disgusted with members of the House and members of the Senate intentionally neglecting the people in this case. I mean, I really think you guys are a bunch of damn freaking scumbags. I have nothing nice to say. Now, you know what? After my last video, I did try to call. Congressman Ron Barber's office, again, up in Washington, D.C. And see, and I explained to him that, you know, there seems to be a pattern of me having trouble with local offices, and I felt like if I talked to somebody with intelligence up there in Washington, D.C., someone that's experienced in Homeland Security, national security cases, terrorism cases, these issues, perhaps I might have better success. So he had put me on hold and stuff. And, you know, I figured I thought maybe he would just give me somebody's, you know, number, or leave me, you know, or just, I would leave a voicemail for somebody, because, you know, it's kind of after hours, right? This was about 4 o'clock Arizona time. But you know what? He actually put me, this was interesting. He put me in contact with an agent with Capitol Hill Police. What do you think about that? Okay. Which is great. That's great. God love him. Thank you for that. Problematic here, dude. The problem is, I've got law enforcement. See, I've got lots of law enforcement. There's law enforcement that know this case, okay? There is law enforcement that knows this case. If they can overturn it, I have no idea. Okay, but here's the deal. I need somebody in Congress to be chewing out the Justice Department for their ongoing negligence, see? Because they have been negligent since 2005, since they arrested my son's father, do you see? And they were negligent even after the first round, in which, you know, DHS responded to Senator Harry Reid. Negligence. So I believe the term is called criminal negligence, right? So, you know what? I mean, it's so the only trouble is with law enforcement, I don't think that law enforcement can go chew out Congress. See, and I need somebody to like do some ass chewing to Congress, or to Eric Holder, to the Justice Department. You know, because obviously if I call the Justice Department, they're not going to listen to me. We already have lots of evidence of that. And so, but it is highly criminal, I think, that I am not getting help from Congress. Highly criminal. There is something that is not right. Something is not right. Why am I not getting help from Congress? See? And the kicker is that I know that there are members of Congress, such as the congressman himself, that understand Homeland Security issues because they're on these types of committees. Like they're on a Homeland Security Committee. They're on a Foreign Affairs Committee. They're on a Judiciary Committee. They're on an Intelligence Committee. And you know what, see, and then I get this, you know, I get this negligence from Congress. And I don't appreciate the negligence from Congress. They should be at Eric Holder's door, banging on his damn door. Saying, what in the goddamn hell are you doing about this, Mr. Holder? The kidnapping, disappearance, and murder of my family is not okay. And I am disgusted with Congress and them just saying, oh, that's okay. I mean, if they came into my ER, Congressman Ron Barber, right? He came into my ER. Senator John McCain came into my ER. Harry Reid came into my ER. Ted Cruz, Boxer, any of the other ones. Kyle, they came into my ER. And having an indication to be in my ER. And I was as negligent as they have been. You know what? I would be thrown in prison. I would be held criminally liable. I would be thrown in prison, and I would have a civil lawsuit filed against me. But they can just be negligent all the way around the board. All these staff members, you know? It doesn't make sense. But, I mean, I can keep trying. And I'll keep throwing it in their damn face. But right now, I'm telling you, I mean, I am so damn flippin' furious at the congressional negligence behind this. I mean, how dare you? How dare you just say, oh, well. You know what? You help I mean, okay, I love Mexico, right? You'll go and you'll chew out Eric Holder for, you know, the murder of a Border Patrol agent and 200 to 300 people in Mexico, but you won't chew out Eric Holder in my case. Why? You'll chew out Eric Holder or the FBI in the case of the Boston Marathon attacks, but you won't chew them out for mishandling this terrorism situation. You'll chew out, you know, everybody for the 9/11 stuff, but you won't chew them out for this situation. You'll chew out the DOJ for giving documents to the terrorists out of Dallas, out of that Holy Land Foundation, but you won't chew out the DOJ and the FBI for putting kids in the hands of people that you've already considered to be a threat to national security. Okay, you know what? If they have pawned my kid, that is not okay. And killing my family is not okay. Just because the government wants to help the terrorists more. I mean, I'm so disgusted on this. But that's what, you know what, I was explaining to the Capitol Hill Police tonight. I'm like, I cannot, you know what, that trip to Washington, D.C. to meet Harry Reid, that cost me about $5,000. By the time I bought the plane ticket, the hotel room, you know, my whole Washington, D.C. wardrobe. You know, I mean, that was about a $5,000 trip up there to Washington. I cannot be going to Washington over and over again based on a bunch of damn jackass shit. You know? And I'm just, you know what, I'm just, I don't have the means to be doing that. I should have had to do it the first time, but Harry Reid's Las Vegas office was so damn freaking corrupt. But, you know, we have a very negligent Congress. So, you know, if what ends up happening, because the Justice Department and, you know, Congress, they keep, you know, working in this, whatever the hell you want to call it, conspiracy together, along with the FBI. And you know what, if this country gets, you know, ends up getting sanctioned by the United Nations Security Council or the High Council of the United Nations for Human Rights, you know, or if they end up getting in trouble under any other criminal violation in any other country or under any other kind of international law from any other court or so forth, if they end up getting sanctioned, then you know what? You can just blame Congress. You might as well blame Congress right along with it, because they're allowing this to occur and continue. You know, this case has actually gotten much bigger from what it was back in the 2010 when this first cracked with Senator Harry Reid's office. This case has gotten much, much bigger, and it wouldn't have had to have gotten much bigger had there not been negligence from the U.S. Department of Justice and the FBI. So you know what? You're going to have to just eat shit yourself on this one, guys. So anyway, that's tonight's episode of War Crimes Unit. Keep your stun gun or machine gun handy. There's real criminals and terrorists out there, not me. Ones that the government knows about and chooses intentionally to do nothing about anything. I'll see you next time.